Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go?
Okay.
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're with Maurice. Maurice, what's your last name?
Barrett, Barrett.
Maurice Barrett from the Vortex in
Yeah,
Austin, one of the great music cities in the United States.
yeah.
Maurice, thanks for joining us. Give us a little background, Maurice, about where you grew up and then kind of how you evolved in this position of booking manager at the Vortex.
Well, I was born in Louisville, Kentucky, but I moved around a bunch and ended up in Nashville, Tennessee, and spent like 15 years of my life there. How came to be at Vortex is interesting because I kind of wanted to do sound. I wanted to learn how to do sound. I wanted to go to school for it, and I would ask around, ask different people about, how do I get into it? And they're like, "Are you already doing it?" I was like, "Yeah."
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go?
So yeah, I got the job at Vortex just through, trial and error, and then eventually, I guess I gained enough skills so people were like, "Oh, you know what you're doing."
Wait a minute. So trial and error. Like you went from Nashville to
Yeah.
Austin. Were you doing sound and live production in Nashville?
Yes. I've been doing music since I was like 16. And when I first started doing music, I thought you had to know how to do everything, like production, like the mixing, writing the songs, just I thought you had to do everything. So I just did that. I taught myself how to do everything. And then I learned later that usually you have a producer that does this, or like a mixing or mastering person that does this. But I didn't know that. I just thought, to do music, you need to learn how to do everything. And then just through that, um, I wanted to start doing live sound. So I went out and just would ask people if I could record them or if I could like do this for them at a show. And they let me, and I'd test out stuff. And they were like, "Oh, that sounds great." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And next thing you know, I got real jobs that are like asking me to come and do stuff.
That's awesome. So no college degree, no formal
No,
education,
no.
just getting your foot on the door, offering to do something for somebody else for free.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much just put myself out there. I do it with just about everything. If I don't understand it, I just offer it up to someone for free. And then if it does turn out great, they've got something free that they didn't have to pay anything for.
Man, the world can learn a lot from you, Maurice. That's fantastic. Tell us about the Vortex. What do you guys do there?
The Vortex is an interesting place. They actually mainly focus on theater there. They have a lot of different acts that come in from all over the place to do different performances, whether it's a one-person show or a multi-person.
Mhm.
And they also have music, which they don't charge anything for the music. You can come in, watch the music. It's always free. But that's what I do there. I work on the
Okay.
live music side of things, and we have a small outside stage with a small, PA setup. But I still try to make it sound as good as I can.
Sure. No, absolutely, absolutely. Are you involved in the sound engineering and the live production on the theater side at all?
If they run into hiccups, I will go in and assist with a few things. I'm currently trying to help them update their current system,
Yeah.
so it'll be a little bit better. But other than just like asking my advice on a few things, I don't really run shows and stuff in there.
Gotcha, gotcha. So so if I'm understanding you right, you also make music, right? You're a musician?
Yes, yes, I've been
Okay.
a musician for a while. Yeah.
What is it about music and specifically live music that just does it for you? Like what is it about it that makes it special?
Uh, Live music is interesting because it's something that scares the crap out of me because I'm pretty reclusive. I don't even want to be around people unless I really, have known them for a while. But it's weird, like I get this sick feeling and I still want to get out in front of people and like perform. It's this thing that you can't explain, it's like something that I just was born to do and I have to get up and do it. Otherwise, I just don't feel like it's like having that first cup of coffee or having breakfast, right in the morning. You get that pick me up and you're ready to go. It's the same thing with music. You get out in front of people and you just do your thing. And if they like it, they let you know.
Yeah.
If they don't like it, they'll let you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. I once had a guy describe it as he said it this way. He said, I asked him, I said, what is it about live music? He said, it's the vulnerability. He said,
Oh
you're
yeah.
up there when you're performing. It's really literally like you're standing up there naked because you were completely everything is subjective. Their
Yeah.
interpretation of what you're doing and your presentation. And he said it really is. Musicians are just addicted to the vulnerability of that exposure, and I think that kind of ties in a little bit to what you're saying. Like you said, there's just something that draws you in, even though you're an introvert. It doesn't match your personality, but that changes with the live music component. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's have a couple fun questions here, Maurice.
Okay.
What's the best concert you've ever seen in your life?
Oh man. That's a good question. Let's see. I've seen a lot of them, so that's hard. I have friends in the industry, so I get to be
Mm-hmm.
backstage for a lot of shows as
Mm-hmm.
well. I think one of the best shows I've seen in a long time was I'm trying to think of the band name now. I'm put on the spot. Can't think of the name.
That's good. That's why
Uh,
we like this.
the I can't remember the name of the band. They have this song called Bad Kids, but they performed with another group, another Nashville group called Those Darlings, which aren't around anymore. But they performed in Nashville on stage, and it was just the rowdiest show I've ever been to. People were throwing beers across, and like everyone's into the music. It was just hot and sweaty. I was just like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" And it was insane. But that was probably one of the best live concerts I've ever been to.
That's awesome. All right, all right. So I'm looking this up real quick because I'm intrigued here. Uh,
They were around for a bit. I don't know why I can't remember their names, but
so
yeah,
so I type in Bad Kids and two artists come up: Lady Gaga and Black Lips.
yeah. I think it was the Black Lips.
The
Yes.
Black Lips. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now, next question. Dead or alive, you could bring one act to the Vortex to perform
Mm.
for one last show, intimate venue. Who would you bring?
Hmm. Hmm. I think one of the most intimate shows I've seen would be Dave Bazan. Like
Okay.
he's just such an interesting artist the way his show, progressed because he'll play music and everybody's like just insanely quiet the whole time. And then he'll like ask questions and or let the crowd ask questions and he'll just like answer super honestly, even
Wow.
about like his history and stuff because
Uh-huh.
he's had an alcoholic history, but he'll just answer questions and it's just like
Man.
one of the best things. And now he doesn't tour in big venues because he used to be in a group called Pedro the Lion. I'm sure a few
Okay.
people there
Yep.
remember that.
Yep.
But he will tour around and do house shows. He'll ask his fans, like, I'm gonna be here. Like, does anyone have a house that I can perform in?
Wow.
And then he'll just do like these incredible house shows, that are just so if I could have him come in and perform at the Vortex, that would be incredible.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. That'd be
Yeah.
fantastic. They're very cool. Maurice, how can people find out more about what's going on in the Vortex, not just with live music, but theater as well? What's your website and what's your socials?
The website, ooh, you're catching me off guard here. You got all these incredible questions that are blowing my mind, making me look bad. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right
Yes, yes, sir.
website
Please do.
before I say the wrong thing. And then you're like, oh,
Oh no, you're fine.
okay. So if people go to, let's see, it's pulling it up here, and it does not make it. You can go to vortexrep.org
Okay.
to find more about the theater stuff. You can see our calendar to see who's playing and to see if we have open spots. Then you can just reach out and contact me.
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool. Maurice, I love your story, man. I love how you just got in there, you grind, you work your way up from the beginning, you provide services for people, and it turned into a career for you. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and